Hi everyone. Today I want to talk to you guys about time management. I want to thank you guys all, first of all, for being a part of this group and trusting me on this journey. I know it is difficult to take that first step in wanting to make healthier changes and not quite knowing what to do, let alone being able to trust somebody to help you with that. I know a lot of us have gone through several attempts of changing things, incorporating healthier meals and workouts and things like that into our routine, and have not always been successful. So thank you guys for trusting me. I'm so glad that you guys are a part of this group. And time management is something that I have always struggled with growing up, from when I was in high school, college, early adult years, going into a full-time job, and then starting my own business. There's a lot of different areas in our life that we need time management in. It's not just getting our workouts in, getting our grocery shopping and meal planning. It's all areas. So I really hope some of the tips that I give you guys here in this video, you can apply to other areas in your life. And I'm a strong believer that if you want to lead a healthier lifestyle in general, you've got to have a good balance in all areas. I know personally, I was very strong in my occupation and my schooling at one time, that some relationships were not the best. A lot of people might be able to relate to that. You might be a very strong, independent powerhouse in your occupation, but might crumble a little bit when it comes to managing things at home, whether you have a family and children and you have to manage getting them to this activity and to another activity, or helping with their schoolwork, or you just have a spouse and making time for date night and family time with one another's families and doing different activities. So there's a lot of different areas that we need to consider and really balance together. So first tip when it comes to specifically health and fitness here with time management is, just like anything else in our lives, we have got to schedule it in like it's an appointment. So if you're someone that goes by a calendar book, that means then making sure that you take that out on the weekends or the beginning of your week, and you're planning out when each day you're going to do your workout and what you're going to do. That's why a lot of the programs with Beachbody are so great, because they're programmed and scheduled certain time frames, 30 minutes, some might have 45 minutes, but you know those ahead of time, and it takes away some of the guesswork for you. But you need to, whatever works best for you, whether it's in your phone, iPad, or you write it out, you need to schedule it in, just like a doctor's appointment, a dentist appointment, just like you would schedule in during your work hours if you have a meeting or you have to call a client, or if you're someone like me in healthcare and you have patients stacked every 40 minutes or every hour. Those are all appointments that are scheduled in and control your day to a certain degree. Just like if you have children, you might have to get them to this certain time and practice, or pick them up from school. Those are appointments and non-negotiables. So you've got to look at your exercise, you've got to look at your grocery shopping and meal planning the same way. And it's always going to be more successful for you and easier if you schedule it the same day and time frame every week, every month. That way it becomes a habit and it's a routine for you, so it's easier for you to stick with, and it's easier for you to say no if something else comes along and tries to replace that time. Just think about when you have a doctor's appointment planned out weeks or months in advance and something comes up. You say no to that other thing because you know how difficult it is to get in to see that doctor to reschedule. Well, think about it like this. If you don't really schedule your workout in and life happens, which it does, a kid comes home from school sick and you have to go pick up your child sick, or overload at work and you just get home and you're deadbeat and you didn't really plan in your workout, and so it's easy for you to say, nope, that's it, I'm done for the day. Or it's easy for you to go through drive-through and pick up instead of doing a little bit of meal prep when you get home from work. if things are structured, it's going to be easier for you to say, no, I can't do that. I got to get my workout in. I've got to get up early so I can't stay out late. Things like that. So number one tip, plan it in like it's any other appointment in your life. A side tip, I know everybody varies with work schedules. Some people work second and third shift, and some people don't work, but well, staying home, I'm sure, is a homemaker, and being a mom is plenty work. So if you have a little bit more leeway, with meaning you don't have to be at a job by a certain time and leave and whatnot, everybody's got a different schedule. I highly recommend trying to be more of a morning person, or whenever your day begins, no matter what time it is, because again, life happens and it's easy for last minute things to come up, which is going to make it more difficult for you to stick to a routine, especially early on here when you're still trying to create a habit. So that's my personal preference, that's my personal recommendation from personal experiences. Try to, at the start of your day, get your workout in. That way it's done, it sets the tone for the day, you've got your endorphins running, and like I said, it's just more guaranteed that you'll get it in. So that is my number one huge tip when it comes to time management. When it comes to time management with grocery shopping and meal planning, I suggest the same thing. If Wednesdays are best for grocery shopping, then you meal prep that day, or you might meal prep first thing the next morning. You might on Sundays look ahead and plan your meals out, but you may not be able to get grocery shopping until Tuesdays or Wednesdays. Whatever it may be, stick to that routine, stick to that same day. I'm grocery shopping here, I'm meal planning here. That can save you. That in itself is huge time management, because think about if you have to get up early or stay up later to prep your lunch and get breakfast ready for just yourself, and imagine how much time that takes when you have children. I can only imagine, because I'm single, I don't have children. My time management is the dogs over here that you hear in the background, and making sure I get up in enough time just so they go to the bathroom and eat. But with children, you've got breakfast, you've got lunch, you've got a meal plan for your dinners. And if you can strategically take care of things on one day and spend an hour or two prepping meat, cutting up things, you could save 10, 15, 20 minutes in the mornings, in the evenings, throughout the week. That can add up to 2 to 3 hours in a whole week. What would you do with an extra 2 or 3 hours? And I'm not talking about adding more hours to a 24-hour day, because that's just impossible, but what would you do? You could have an extra date night. You could have a relaxing time. You might be able to, hey, go to bed a half an hour early, or get up a half an hour early to get your workout in. You might be able to plan a friend's night out on a weekly basis, or go get a manicure, pedicure. You might be able to turn that around and be productive and add things into your business. Whatever it may be, managing your time during the week when it comes to meal planning and prepping can be a huge time saver in itself. So those are things that I want you guys to think about. When it comes to time management as well, when you're organized, that lowers your stress, that lowers anxiety in us, which just in general makes us happier. It makes things easier for us then to think throughout the day. It makes things, think about when you don't sleep very well. Think about your emotions and your thought processes. It's usually affected. I know I could cry at the drop of a hat some days if I go without enough sleep, or if I don't have enough energy. So planning things out, having that time management can do so much for you, not just when it comes to exercise and nutrition, but with your sleep, with your energy, with your thought process, and overall well-being. So I hope this helps. Post below any questions, any other additional tips that you might have thought of. But I also want you, for your homework, I want you to look at your daily routines, and I want you to post below one way that you can work on and improve on in time management, whether that's relating to sleep or exercise, grocery shopping, or any other areas. Because remember, when you can have a balanced life, that's going to make you an overall healthier person and a happier person. So I hope this has helped. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, evening, and don't forget to post below. Bye, guys.